Alright, let's see. So, this story is going to start in, let's say, a little country in the Sonderlands. So, you guys are going to start in Theron. Let's see. Who do we start with? You walk into a bar by the name of the Wander Inn.
Yeah, right?
When you walk in, you see it's a... Well, I guess I should start with the outside. The outside is a nice-looking, sort of wooden... It's obviously a wooden tavern, but it seems to be lined with, like... It's like a nice tavern. It's, like, held together with nice-looking wood and, like, a stone frame, so it's, like, you know, doesn't sink to the ground, all that sort of stuff. The roof's very nice-looking. A blue sort of painted wood on the top, and a red sort of... I guess, wall. There seems to be a few... not a few. There's like large stables with quite a few horses in it. A lot of people just on the outside talking. It seems to consist primarily of people, but you can see a mixture of dwarves and elves in the general area. There are some Goliaths, some sheep folk, and you can also notice the occasional, like, wizard folk. You walk in and see that the tavern is quite full. Like, there are a lot of people, and there seems to be some kind of, I guess, tussle happening in one corner. People are drinking in the other. There's a lot of just strange people in there. Some people, I guess shady people sitting in one corner, and the second floor, which seems to be open, like there's a rail and like a second floor area that's also seems to have a bunch of people just kind of I guess gathering for some event that you have no idea of, or at least you've heard whispers of some large, I guess, festival that's going to happen soon.
I mean, my first concern is there any music inside of the tavern?
Yeah, there's music, but it's, we'll say, subpar.
Subpar?
It could be better, but the voices and, I guess, general adventurers are kind of just drowning out the dull music.
Is it going from like a person or like a radio? Or something?
Well, it's not a radio, it's like, it's pretty fantasy. There is some, like, steampunk aspects to the world, but they don't have a radio here. You'd probably find something like that a little further east, and by a little I mean like a few hundred miles east. But no, you won't find any like radio in Theron. No, this is I guess it's a group of bards that seem to be relatively new to the I guess scene. They're definitely not professionals, but they're not entirely, like, they don't seem too confident in themselves, what with being ignored. Yeah, they're trying their best, but they seem to be very, I guess, nervous at the prospect of playing for so many people.
Is there anything else that I noticed, like, just generally around the area?
Generally, not particularly, aside from a few people, like, a few obvious, like, tavern workers and a bartender that seems to be a particularly large Goliath man.
I suppose I'll head over close to the bars and go sit down, kind of give them my attention.
Okay. So, I believe... okay. So you take a seat, I'm assuming, right? You take a seat, or...
Yeah. I do also want to ask, what instruments do I see them playing?
Well, one has a harp, another has a sort of guitar, another has some odd form of, like, it's like something like you've seen a piano before. It's like a piano, but it's made of wood and metal, and it makes a weird, like, almost pinging sort of noise. You've never really seen it before.
Those things.
Yeah. I mean, your character has probably never seen this thing before. It's an odd instrument. They seem to be... It's just an odd sort of piano that he's holding on himself. Yeah, kind of, yeah.
I forget.
It's very rudimentary.
I know what you're talking about, I just forget what it's called.
And then there's another with, like, a flute. two of which seem to be elves, one of them a dwarf, the dwarf being the one with the, I guess, the dwarf being the one with the guitar, or not guitar, sorry, harp, and then the other being a human. What would you like to do? Is there anything else you want to look around for? Or?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna relax here for now, just to give the bards my attention, watch them play.
Okay. Then, let's see, I believe next would be, Caden.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay. I'm assuming I walk into the same bar.
Oh, yeah, I probably should have introduced you. Yeah, I was just kind of expecting. Yeah. So, you've been in this bar for we'll say maybe a few days after a long and adventurous little trek from some far off place. You're tired, hungry, and you've been let's say you've been doing some work for some coin, but you're not, like, entirely a staff here. You just clean up after people and make sure, like, if there's an order that hasn't been served yet, you would take it to them.
I'm going to do what I assume that I've been doing. I'm going to look around for anyone interesting.
Okay. So, right. A lot of the people here have been here for a few days, so you, let's see. I'll have you roll a perception check just to search for anyone new that you haven't, like, you probably know a decent amount about a few of the people, seeing as most of the. Oh, go ahead.
Would my passive perception work?
What is your passive perception?
16.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I would also like to note, on that note, my character is very tall, so it would not be that difficult to notice him in a crowd.
Right. That would make sense. You do notice, let's see, you do notice a few people. There is what seems to be a small group of, I guess, not knights per se, but they're not guards either. They seem to be somewhat like, almost like maybe mercenaries, maybe knights. They seem to all carry the same crest though. That being the crest of a red falcon with a golden background. They're all wearing sort of, it's guard-like knight, or guard-like armor. Why did I say knight? They have guard-like armor as well as almost knight-like helms, but their weapons seem to be very, I guess, more farm tools and such. They seem to be, they're just rather, I guess, odd-looking. On top of this, there are a few. Alright. On top of this, there are a few other characters that are rather odd, including a new, very tall-looking character that you haven't really introduced yourself to yet. He seems to be much more approachable than the guards who seem to be surrounding someone you can't see. But I guess that's pretty much everyone that's new. But there are a bunch of people outside. You would know why they are all here. So the reason that there are so many people is because of a particularly large wedding that is going to be held at the Iron Mountain, a great and mighty fortress that has basically scaled the entirety of a mountain. It's a massive, I guess, bastion that is controlled by King Leolric, who is basically, he's the king of the Sonderlands, as well as I guess, as well as being the ally to the neighboring countries of Kos and Lamder.
Okay.
Kos being to the north of Sonderlands, and I guess Lamder would be northeast. And the countries are currently at war with their neighboring, I guess the neighboring country. It's weird to call it a country because no one particularly owns it. It's ridden with, I guess, raiders and bandits, as well as dragons. That would be Timeros, which is a massive desert that spans hundreds of miles. However, the only thing really stopping them is the mountain ranges of the Sonderlands that keeps them all out. So the wedding between King Leolric and the Queen of Lamder is happening relatively soon. And no one knows exactly when it's going to happen, but it's apparently soon, and everyone's getting kind of excited for it because it hasn't been announced, but there's going to be a very large celebration.
Right. I'm going to walk up to the tall lady.
Okay.
What did you?
You approach.
I don't. The group of knights doesn't have what I'm looking for.
Okay. So you approach the tall woman, and she sees you, or sort of approaching her. Kelp, would you like to do something?
I'm less focused on someone.
Describe our characters, right?
Yeah. I mean, right now.
Yeah.
Right now, she would be a lot less focused on anyone approaching her and more focused on what the bards are actually playing, like trying to nail down the BPM of it to see if there's any inconsistencies.
Right. Okay. And you can notice a lot, by the way. They're missing a few notes, especially a few keynotes that you've noticed. But Caden, you catch her by surprise. You would catch her by surprise then.
Okay, then I'm going to talk as social as I ever do. Hey, tall one, look down here.
Good even. Who? I'm going to look down.
A small, well, not a small man, but a relatively normal-sized.
I'm like 5'6", but
Oh, okay. So relatively small, especially small for an elf. Seems to be tapping your shoulder, or reaching up almost to tap your shoulder. Well, I guess it would be kind of reaching up. Yeah, because of your size.
Something.
what's your name?
Why?
No, I don't know you.
And
That's interesting. What else do you want me to say, ma'am?
I suppose you can just call me Lazarus for now.
Nice to meet you, Lazarus.
To note, that is not her actual name in the slightest. It's just like her stage name, which she gives to people.
Right.
Well, the name's Tyrell.
Okay.
As I assume now that considering you talking to me, you've taken notice. Yeah, I'm a 5'6" wood elf, bronze skin, brown hair. I have two slightly discolored eyes, just different shades of blue. One being sky blue, the other being ocean blue. As I look up at you, despite the very I guess all the emotion in my voice, my face looks very very much like it doesn't have any emotion behind it. Like you would not match my voice with my face.
Yep.
You get.
Okay.
And I'd say looking towards who you now know as Lazarus, her skin tone is like almost white, but it's darker and has more of a brownish tinge to it. She has like very prominent heterochromia, her right eye being very much an amber color, with her left eye being much more green. But she still is just very distracted trying to get the BPM down to whatever the hell the bards are trying to play.
Like music?
You could say that.
Why?
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Like, really want to know?
I do. What was it? Is it like some big reason? Like, I just assumed it would be like most people around here.
No, I just enjoy playing instruments.
Oh, okay.
As she says this, you can notice like as she says this, you just notice like she is very much carrying a dulcimer with her.
Yeah. Oh, that's for some reason I thought you were, because of the way you were saying it, I thought you were gonna randomly say, you know, like a dead relative used to do music or something. That would have been.
No.
You know how many people say that?
Goodness, no.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, I was touching it's been terrible.
Okay.
Why are you listening so intensely?
I'm checking to see if I want to intervene and maybe lend them some pointers. They're not quite on par, I'd say. I'm not trying to be rude, it's just I don't know how else to put it into words.
Oh. Then how did they sound to me?
Like, what do you mean? Oh, so originally, you didn't notice that they were even on the stage, but they've been here for a few days trying to get better at playing, but they just aren't that good. You really only have them there because they aren't noticed, and they're just good background noise, especially in midday, when I guess the other more important or more well-known, I guess, bards and music or musicians are around, but these guys just aren't good.
By pointers, I assume you mean you walk up and tell them how to actually use the instrument in their hands?
I mean, looking at them, they're thumbs, right? They're just not playing, right?
Yeah, I could hear that. Say they're garbage. I mean, what are they gonna do? Pick up fence?
Oh, good heavens, no, I can't possibly say that. It would, not be very polite.
Carter.
Do you not know what the word polite is?
No.
You're an interesting fellow, I'll give you that.
Alright, well, while you two continue talking, we're going to go to another person in the bar. That would be... Carter, you find yourself, sort of being pushed around inside of the bar. You've been here for a single day, and this place seems to be quite, energetic, to say the least.
Okay. I'd like to get away from the energetic crowd.
Alright, if you would like, you can go ahead and roll, let's say, strength to try and get out of the crowd, just because of how, like, dense it is, and the door seems to be quite blocked at the moment, with a lot of people, like, constantly entering and going.
Okay. That would be a non-natural 20.
Done, okay.
No, that was pretty lucky.
You managed to sort of, I guess, push and shove your way through some of the bigger folk and the larger crowds. But as you do, you shoved the wrong person on accident. It was barely even a push, but he seems to have dropped his mug, and what you now see is a large cloaked man, much larger than you. Well, maybe not much larger, but he's a good foot above you. Well, I guess I should say how tall. I should probably ask, how tall are you? What do you look like?
5'10".
5'10", so he's probably 2 feet taller than you then.
Okay. Sorry, mate. I didn't mean to.
That was not fair.
Sorry.
He kind of grabs your shoulder and just looks down on you as like, look, we won't have any problem. Could you just pay for that?
I don't have any money. Sorry.
You don't have any money?
Yeah.
You here?
Yeah, I
Right, then.
spent it all.
Right then. Okay, how do we deal with this? He looks to his left and he looks at two. They more resemble your height. A man with a long sword and a shield, who's also hooded, and a woman with a crossbow. The man sort of walks up to you and is like, "Well, you could shine my shoes. I need a shine.
Okay.
I'll give you 2 copper for that." The drink was the silver. Right. We'll have it paid for. Look, do you have anything on you that might be of value?
I do have my explorer's pack, which has bedroll,
Do you have any rations? Just give me
rations? Yeah, I have 10 of them.
I'll just hand me a ration and we'll call it good.
Oh, okay. Here.
You trade with him you trade with him the small bit of supplies, and he sort of, I guess, quickly puts it into his own pack. Thanks. I'm sorry. My friend here can have quite the temper.
It's fine. It's honestly my fault. I didn't really mean to. Sorry.
He sort of gives you a little bow and is like, I guess you'll be on your way then. And he sort of takes a seat as the big guy sort of stops staring at you, but gives you one last sort of angry looking glance. and takes his own seat.
Have a nice day. Bye. And then I leave.
So you exit, and I want you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, I'm good at that. Oh god. That would be an 8.
Okay. Jay, is your character male or female? I don't think I've got that yet.
Male.
Male? You watch as a sudden character, or some character sort of, I guess, enters the bar and almost rams into you as they enter, with a very strange-looking draconic mask, one you've never seen before, despite there being some similar stuff. This one seems to be quite unique in the way that it's been messed with. There seems to be some kind of, I guess, tube feeding into it from somewhere inside of the mask, and the mask also seems to have some kind of horns. Jay, if you would like to introduce your character.
I'm just gonna imagine my character probably just pushes past you, not giving you any mind. You might notice if you turn around to look at them, they might have like a little puffy tail that you could notice.
Yeah.
Out of the edges of the mask, you might also see white fluff popping out, and probably very big ears. Also wings, bat wings in particular.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't. Man, what was my?
I will say, such a character, such a person, you've never seen like someone just like this before. They're very, very strange looking for someone that's like, I guess, how do I explain it? They essentially look like a sheepfolk mixed with some kind of animal you haven't seen. It's very odd.
Sorry about bumping into you. If you excuse me.
Okay. Carter, I'm assuming you continue outside as Jay heads inside?
Yeah.
Okay. Carter, you finally make your way out, and you notice that there is a lot of stuff being done. The town in general is, I guess it's kind of a large-ish town. It's like, how do I explain it? It's very, I guess, interesting in a say that, like, it's like a normal town, but at the same time it's not. It's very strange. There's a lot of interesting things here, such as like shops with, I guess, an abundance of items you've likely never seen before, weapons that you never even knew existed, and just lots and lots of stuff being traded, or people that are just running around that you've obviously never met. But just lots of very interesting people with like very fine looking clothes, some being peasants, some being noblemen, others being like very adventurous looking. Is there anything particular you're looking for?
No, not really. Just window shopping, even though I don't have any money.
Okay. So, go ahead and roll, let's say perception, just to see what you see. Unless you want to give me like a passive perception roll, or tell me what your passive perception is. Sorry.
Well, my wisdom is a +1, so.
Then your passive perception would be an 11.
Yeah, let's just go with the 11.
So, let's see. You don't really see a whole. I mean, obviously you see a whole lot, but it's kind of hard to tell what all you're looking at. You don't really understand a whole lot of the stuff you see. And some of it seems to be in languages you've never even heard of. However, you do notice, I guess, the most obvious thing you would see is two very large men, one being an orc and the other being a Goliath, seem to be, I guess, surrounded by a pretty large-ish group, and the two seem to be arguing over something. Everyone preparing for some kind of, I guess, preparing to see some kind of spectacle between the two.
I would like to listen in, but kind of stay away, but listen in, if you know what I'm saying.
Right. So you start listening in, and you can't really hear too much, because the two seem to be having a somewhat heated but quiet conversation. Other people also seem to be listening in, but most of the people seem to be, I guess not particularly listening, but waiting for a fight to break. However, tension seems to be rising between the two. Is there anything you'd like to do?
No, not really. Not yet.
Okay. So you just watch as the two sort of suddenly begin to fight, and the whole, I guess, escapade lasts a good, like, maybe 5 minutes, which is pretty impressive for, I guess, a street fight. But the two are just going at it for a while, like, trading punches, just whenever one would throw the other down, the other would grab the other's legs and throw them down with them and start, like, basically punching, kicking, and grabbing. But eventually it ends when a few guards come and just kind of, I guess, separate the whole thing. Everyone seems to wander off and the path is cleared.
Oh, well, things are happening today.
So, let's see, who is next? I believe that would be Jay. Okay, Jay. So you enter the bar and notice, I guess you've noticed pretty much everything that everyone else has seen, including the very large amount of people just everywhere. The bartenders seem to, or the bartender and his, I guess, tavern keeper, or the other tavern keepers are very, I guess, busy right now.
Is there a fireplace in the tavern?
Yes, there is a particularly large fireplace with the head of what seems to be a very large, monster that you've never seen before. It resembles, imagine like the mix of like a T-Rex and a moose, but its horns are very pointed and they're still very, very large, but pointed forward more. And they also end in like 6 different, each horn sort of curves forward from the side of its head, and they all kind of point forward, each ending in 3 different tips. Or each horn ending in 3 tips. There we go. That's
Okay. I want to sit in front of the fire.
okay. So you take a I guess you kind of. Could you roll a strength check for me just to get to the fire, because it's very crowded between the fire and the front door.
Okay.
12. Let's see. Okay. So you managed to get most of the way, but you seem to be blocked by a particularly large group of people, all talking and seeming to reminisce on some great, glorious adventure.
Another sob story. Can I try and, jump over them?
Go ahead and roll. So you can fly, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you could just fly over them, yeah.
Sure, let's do that.
So you fly over them, and as you do, you make it like halfway before you hear the shout of a dwarven woman sort of yell at you, "No flying in the tavern!
Ah, son of a...
That's your only warning! Got it?
Got it!
Thank you!" Anywho, she goes back to cleaning one of the cups. And FYI, so she's yelling at you from what seems to be like across the entire bar, or I guess the bar side of the tavern. I'm just gonna give you guys like a mental sort of map. The door is on once you enter the door, straight ahead of you is the fire, and immediately to the right of you is the bar. To the left of you is, to the left wall, there are a few different pathways that take you to what seems to be probably a restroom and an inn area, so where people can rent rooms and such. But it's likely that this place doesn't have enough room for everyone here, so obviously not everyone is sleeping here. But so Jay, you would have noticed that you would have probably noticed that everyone that is sleeping around this area, or I guess where everyone is sleeping, is probably in tents that are set up outside of the town, or renting places at other inns, but this being the most popular inn by far, just because of, how many people there are and just how popular it is. It's like it's popular because it's popular, you know?
Yeah. Got it?
Anywho,
Okay.
she goes back to cleaning at the bar, while the, the very large Goliath bartender is still serving drinks, but he also seems to be eyeing you now.
Wow, rude. Did I make it across the people before?
Yeah, yeah, you made it halfway, and she kind of just... She told you to stop midway, so you kind of just flew the rest of the way. But yeah, you make it across, and you are now in front of the fire. You seem to be near a few very, very old-looking adventurers. Likely a human in his 90s, and a dwarf. I think dwarves can get about... Can't dwarves get to about 200 years old? Am I wrong about that?
The average dwarven age range, give me just a moment, they can live on average about 350 years.
Dang. Okay, so then he'd probably be in his 300s, but he definitely has a drink in his hand. And the two just seem to be talking and playing some kind of game.
Okay, I want to look at the firewood. Is any of it burnt, like charcoal?
Yes, actually a lot of it seems to be pretty burnt below the said like new logs. So you could like try and grab some with a poker, like pull some out without someone noticing. I guess you could pull out with someone noticing, and not too many people would care unless you're like trying to set the whole thing on fire. Then obviously someone's gonna care.
Yeah, I'm not trying to set it on fire yet. I just want to grab some charcoal.
Gotcha. So, yeah, you have to find the poker first, which you don't seem to be able to see where I guess it would normally be, which you would think would be next to the fire, and you just don't see it there. What is your passive perception?
I have a 10, probably.
10, so
wait, no.
do you have a perception modifier? Or not perception modifier, but a bonus to your perception in the form of a proficiency? Okay then. So then it would be a 10. You definitely don't know where the poker is.
Can I turn to the old people and be like, "Hey, where's the poker to get the firewood?"
You don't immediately get their attention. But the dwarf so they're sitting in a chair next to they're sitting in a chair at a table, or sitting in a chair at a table, playing this game, when the dwarf who is already facing you notices you and is like, "Oh, the poker?
Yeah.
I think Barty has it. Oh, let's go. Right. Barty's over there by the first table in front of the tavern, or not in front of the tavern. First table at the entrance of the tavern. You can't miss him. He's the biggest hooker here."
Got it. I guess I'll start to walk back to the front then.
So you start headed to the front. Go ahead and roll a strength check.
Oh boy, here we go. 16.
16? Yeah, you make it you basically make it all the way through. Because Carter got most of the way through on a 16, and he only got stopped at like the very end. And you're already going to this pretty much the same place, which is the entrance. So you make it to the entrance, and you sort of start looking around, and you don't even have to roll, you just see a very large man with a almost even larger axe, covered in like leather straps, and he has like bones sort of attached to his like these leather straps, kind of like his armor, but more so like maybe trophies. And on his shoulder he has a wolf's skull, but he also seems to be waving around this poker like it's some kind of it's like the tool you use to point at screens, what are they called? I guess, yeah, it's this thing you would use to like point at when you're doing a PowerPoint presentation or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Anywho,
I was thinking of just like that finger that school teachers would have, that like little...
Right, yeah. That's also a pretty good... that's a pretty accurate, that's pretty accurate. Anywho, he seems to be telling some kind of tale about how he killed 9 wolves by himself, which isn't all that impressive, but he seems to think it is.
At this point, I could find a random stick and it'd be easier. Sigh. I'm gonna go up to them and be like, "Hey, how useful is that stick to your story?"
Go ahead and roll charisma.
Nat 20.
It's It's not that important. Why? Do you need it?
Yes, please.
He sort of flips it, kind of tosses it in the air and catches the poker end, and just kind of hands it to you.
I would like to just take it and try and run away. Back towards the fireplace.
He tries to take a better look at you, but before he can actually get a good look at you, you are already gone, kind of slipping through some of the people back the way you came. And yeah, so you return to the fire, and what would you like to do now?
I want the charcoal.
Well, okay, I guess that makes sense. So yeah, you pull out. Don't even know why I asked. Anywho, you pull out a few pieces of like charcoal and like basically really burnt wood, and you catch the attention of the dwarf again. He sees you. He sees you've got the poker, and he's like, "So you found Barty?
Yeah, I did.
He's a good lad. Just a bit loud. Anyway, hope he didn't trouble you too much." Oh wait,
No,
he got
not
much
at
older
all.
voice than me. Yeah, sorry. Anyhow,
Not at all.
well, that's good, I guess. He gets back to playing his game.
How much charcoal did I get from that?
You pull out like, let's say quite a few sizable chunks. So like, let's say you've got like 5 chunks of 5 pretty decent sized chunks of charcoal.
Sweet.
All right. Who would be next? I think it'd be. Okay. Okay, yeah. So the two of you enter the tavern, and as I've explained a few times already, there are quite a lot of people. But you two are used to a relatively large crowd and a relatively small crowd, seeing as you guys have traveled just to the or let's see, I guess I'm going to be speaking firstly to, I guess, Bridger. So Bridger and Trip, you two have been traveling together with Bridger's I guess, companion. That Trip, would you know about his companion a whole lot? Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I know about him. Yeah, he's not.
Is I believe your adopted son, correct? Right?
Yes, my boy.
You two have been, or you three have just been traveling a very, well, maybe not a long time, but maybe like a year or two now. But you guys heard about the Grand
Balazar.
Festival being, Balazar. I know,
He's
Balazar
been
and Sparrow.
traveling a lot longer, just by himself. So I'd say with these guys, like maybe a year or two. Yeah.
Right, Balazar being the Dragonborn, which, a Dragonborn is essentially, so in this universe, Dragonborn are particularly rare, seeing as they're not like a natural species. They are, let's see. So they're created essentially. It's a really weird process that I haven't fully created, but it's.
I don't. Yeah. It's just.
Basically, it's when I guess you would eat the heart of a dragon. You basically take on the properties of said dragon.
Yeah. So yeah, he's definitely. He's been.
So you're
he's
definitely an
older.
odd character.
Yeah, he's definitely an older. He's been around the block, so we know he's. I'm just saying, he's traveled a lot before he's met either Sparrow or.
Yeah. So you definitely have some experience, but for a Dragonborn, I will say, in like human years, you would be very old, but in Dragonborn years, it's like you basically gain the lifespan of a dragon, and a dragon can technically. For our listeners, dragons and Dragonborn. So I guess dragons. Dragons live. I guess basically eternally, but grow in size. Basically, like they're basically like crocodiles with wings. They grow as long as they have enough food and space. They're also based on the Game of Thrones dragons. So, yeah, they're
Game
not
of
entirely
Thrones.
dragons. They're kind of more like wyverns, but wyverns also there's a difference between wyverns and dragons, and there are quite a lot of, I guess, wyvern species, which I've made.
It's just
Yeah,
pretty much what I'm trying to get at. It's complicated, and it would definitely be like.
Yes, it's complicated,
long
and I'll probably explain it like whenever I want, I guess. But for now,
could
there
make
are
a short
3
cut.
known
Make a short
species of dragon, and there are hundreds of species of wyvern. Well, maybe not hundreds, but there's a lot, and they are all over the country. Well, I guess when I say country, I mean continent, but
The same thing.
yeah,
Same
the
difference.
country, Anyhow, Bridger and Trip, you two enter the tavern and see that there's quite a lot of people. A pretty terrible bard service, but it's kind of drowned out by the very large crowd.
Well, I would.
This guy.
I would
you
be
wanna go
undead
first?
or skeleton, very fancily dressed, black top hat, black waistcoat with golden buttons and a red undershirt, black pants with like dark brown or black adventuring boots, and then constantly walking with a cane, regular basic cane, except for the top of the cane resembles that of a sword hilt without the crossguard. And also a rather tall, slim fellow, even a bit slim for a skeleton.
Right.
Slim for a skeleton.
Ro is Papyrus Undertale.
Pretty much.
You guys think I lost one? Anyways, no.
And
Balazar.
what is Balazar and Sparrow like?
Balazar is pretty tall and pretty beefy dragonborn. He's red, so he's a bit brighter than most. But he's currently hiding what his outfit really looks like right now, which is he has some sort of robe on. He doesn't really want to be seen, kind of like he's just trying to stay on the down low for right now.
That makes sense. What with Dragonborn being very rare, especially
and he's
where
had
you're currently at.
Yeah, and especially he's definitely had probably some bad experiences just because of what he looks like and everything. Yeah, so he's just trying to say, well, but my good old boy Sparrow, he's a bit shorter. He's a bit smaller kind of kid. He's definitely very young. He is short, as I said before. He has big, poofy, curly hair that kind of cascades down his face, so his eyes are pretty much covered. And but he's also wearing a robe, mainly just for his own personal reason, because yay, Dad is wearing it, so I should wear it.
Right.
Yeah. And that's all pretty much. If you would just take a basic look at him, that's all you'd really notice about him.
Gotcha. What are your guys' general heights, if I could ask? What's your... Okay.
Yeah.
Taller with the top hat, or an extra 3 on the
Yeah, I'm
Oh, so it's not not like one of those extravagantly tall top hats, but it's like...
Abraham Lincoln type
relatively
hat.
short top. Think maybe a bit shorter than what Abraham Lincoln.
I do want to say, your clothes do have a very odd symbol well, not an odd symbol, but one that has been, I guess, stated before that you don't actually know about. That would be the symbol of a what is it? Yeah, a red falcon with a golden background.
Mine or Bella?
Your top hat specifically has that on. It's not really a brooch, but it's embroidered into the hat.
Oh, well, look, we finally made it to some shanty fucking bar in the middle of nowhere. Why did we come here?
It's just get us out of the weather, I guess, really. Nothing too major. I figured this would be a decent stop.
Yeah, weather is bad every. So just some background information for why you guys are even here. So there's just a lot of
Racism.
Yeah.
It's the best way to put it.
Well, racism, and there's just a lot of storms going on everywhere else.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's getting significantly colder. However, I guess benefits of being a festival. There's a lot more cheaper stuff around here. You guys can get better stuff around here than you can most anywhere else because of how much cheaper it is due to the festival and just bringing a lot more people. It's why there are so many adventurers here as well, as not a whole lot of people entirely care that the Sunderlands, Koss, and Lambden have been at peace for a pretty long time, mostly because they've all been working together to fight against Timeros. But now that the king and queen are finally wedding, or I guess king and lady of Timera, not Timeros, sorry, lady of Lambden. FYI, the Lambdens are rich. I could get into. I'm trailing, or I'm trailing off.
It's fun. It's fun.
Okay,
Might just be me because I love lore dumps, but you know.
I mean,
I know,
you're the
I
damn
also
man.
like
Go
it.
off.
I go crazy with lore. It's
It might just be my
Hard.
personal thing for lore dumps.
If we need like an hour-long lore dump in the middle of session 0, go off.
so.
okay.
What do you two want to do as you enter the tavern?
Well, I'm going to go see if I can't get us a few drinks, maybe steal the tip jar of the music band. Sounds like they deserve it at all.
Don't steal. No, you go sit down at the table. I will get us the drinks.
I'm going to go get us free drink, or you free drinks. I can't drink, but I'm gonna go get you free drinks. I'll be back. I'll put it on.
Steal the chip jar at least, please. I don't. Please, no, please.
So he wanders off.
Trying to find someone who deserves it.
Oh. So he wanders off before you can say anything
I
else.
immediately go straight for the bar.
Yeah, he's gone. I'm not even gonna have him roll like a strength check because he's so skinny and he's so good at getting through like crowds because he's done this a long time.
Yeah, this is kind of all I do. Is just slip through crowds, pickpocket.
Just feels it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, might as well go get a table. I'll
So-
just start looking through the crowd, getting a table, maybe. Probably close to the band, I'd
Okay.
say.
So yeah, you said you were gonna go find a table. Is that what I may not?
Yeah,
have
just
heard you
go find a
Okay.
table.
Okay, so you're going to look for a table, and you find that. Actually, what's your passive perception?
And
10? Oh. Well, it takes you a while, but you don't really see any particularly clear spots. If you want to roll perception, you could maybe find one.
alright. 14.
14. The clearest spot you see seems to be, I guess an area where some extremely large man, like a 7 foot tall, extremely muscular, but relative, like pretty, like kind of like Thor from God of War Ragnarok, like very, like he basically actually that'd be a pretty good description of him actually. Just a really big, fat, strong man, 7 foot tall with a very large axe, as well as straps and bone decoration.
Okay.
And he seems to be telling the story of how he killed 17 wolves.
Great. Is there anywhere else, or is that the only spot that I could really sit down at?
It seems to be there's a particularly large group. You'd be behind this kind of group on the opposite side of said, I guess, very big man. But you would be, you'd probably be unbothered. Like, there's enough spot for maybe 4 people.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll go over to him. Excuse me, do you mind if me and my friends, me and my friend and son sit, with you?
The only people that actually hear you is a single guy in the crowd that's like, what? We don't care, this guy's talking bullshit, it's fucking hilarious. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I was in.
He turns back,
Okay.
listening to the obviously what seemed to have been some legendary tale told by the very large man. Everyone else sees as some kind of joke, just because it keeps. Well, I guess you would have no idea that the tale keeps getting bigger, but it's just they all seem to be, I guess. They all seem to find him pretty funny.
I always enjoyed a good story. Might as well. Thanks. Me and my friend will be over shortly. He's getting me drinks.
All right, let's go to Trip. So you guys take a seat. Trip, what are you doing? Where are you in the bar?
I walk straight up to the bartender.
So so the only thing separating the two of you being the actual bar table. And
Bartender.
I can't remember, are you wearing a mask or not?
No. Just fully.
Oh, you're not. Oh, then yeah, everyone knows your
are very well clean.
I will say, you've gotten, okay, so,
I don't care.
aside from being stealthy, the one or two people that have noticed you have likely had a small heart attack. And the bartender is no different. He sees you and is like, he suddenly just goes very quiet. And it's just, he seems very, like, not petrified per se, but he seems very, I guess maybe petrified. I guess it'd be like he seems scared, but more shocked.
Kill you or your family, or rob you, or take your soul, or whatever you think I'm going to do. I just want 2 beers and an apple juice.
Charisma disadvantage. Actually, you've probably done this quite a few times. I'll just say it's a normal roll.
In that case, 10.
10. He doesn't seem okay. He seems no less scared of you, but
Persuasion? Anything special? Deception, persuasion?
you know what? We'll say persuasion.
Alright, 12.
Okay. He seems a little less afraid of you, but he doesn't seem to be like, what the hell? Who are you?
Ravenel Rattlebones, pleased to meet
You're sentient? How did you get here?
you. Well, I walked, of course.
I walked. He walked. Alright.
How else does one get to a bar? You don't fly.
You mean you just walked past the wall?
Oh, no, that was a lie. Do you think I just awakened? I'm actually 134. I know, shocking. I don't look a day past 20. But, yeah, so it's been quite some time.
You look... Never mind. You said you wanted an apple juice and 2 beers? That will be 1 silver each. Aside from the, apple juice.
I want to glance around the room, see if there's anyone interesting in
That's-
the spot.
As he sort of tries to tell you the price of the apple juice, you look around and see, a very tall, I forget. Help us, she's a very tall woman, right?
Yeah, she's very tall for a half elf. She is 6'6".
Yeah. A very tall half elf and a very short elf, sort of watching the on stage.
I look visibly distressed.
That tall elf over there, we're traveling companions. Put it on her tab.
I didn't realize you were about to do this. You're sure?
Yes.
That's great. I mean, go ahead and roll persuasion.
I mean, you can talk it over with her if you really wish, but I wouldn't lie to you. You seriously think me, a skeleton, would risk cheating a bartender? Do you know? I wouldn't just get put in prison. I would get my soul torn from my bones. I wouldn't risk that.
Yeah, you know what? Go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage. Go ahead. If you're gonna add that, sure.
That's another 12.
That's 12 with advantage?
Yeah, I didn't get the 12.
I am going to go ask. Kelp, you watch as the bartender walks up to you and
I am still watching the bars. I am not paying attention to this man.
Right, okay, right. I forget.
Like, he's going to have to tap me.
He notices you're not really paying attention to him as he kind of coughs, and you still don't notice him, so he taps one of his very large very large sausagey fingers on your shoulder.
Who? I'm going
There
to
is
just...
he seems to say with a nervous face, there is a skeleton that claims you are paying for his drink.
A skeleton? I don't recall. I do believe I came here alone. And
Right.
also the fact that I do not believe I brought money with me. I mean, I brought my instrument, but I don't think that counts.
He seems to be slightly, not like, he seems to be frustrated more than he is angry. So he walks back to the skeleton, which you can now see there is actually a goddamn skeleton in the bar.
I'm gonna be honest, like, Sirith has seen some shit. She is not surprised by a skeleton in a bar.
I will say, well, you've probably never even been, have you, so how far north has your character probably been? You're
Not-
half elf?
Not very
So-
far, but she just, like, doesn't really care.
Right. I guess that's fair.
Like, she's still currently a lot more focused on how the bards are played.
That's fair.
It's like she just, like, you know how, like, when someone's kind of focused on something, they'll just see something that would normally make someone have a goddamn heart attack and just kind of skip over it?
Right, yeah, okay.
It's just
yeah,
that.
I can kind of get that. So he walks back to the skeleton and is like, you would lie, you would lie to me,
You can't blame me for trying.
but I can. You tried to lie to the bartender. You know I get paid very little for this, right?
Go ahead and put it on my tab and charge me an extra silver for lying to you, I suppose.
Alright then. He jots down a little
I might
thing
be a
on his
liar, but I'm
little,
not
just a
cheating.
little bit of a note on his he jots down a little bit of a note on this parchment, and then he pins it on the, I guess he pins it on the under the side of the I guess bar where only he has access to.
Before he pins it, I want to look at what name he wrote down on it.
Well, he doesn't really did you tell him your name?
I told him I'm Raven L. Rattlebones.
Oh right, yeah. So yeah, he writes down your name.
Sir, that's
And,
Sir Raven L. Rattlebones, if you don't mind. I am a gentleman, even though I am undead.
He grabs it, crosses it out, and then just does skeleton.
That works for me.
And then he pins it back to the underside of the
I
table.
take the drinks and the apple juice and walk over to the table.
Wait.
Zara's.
Right.
Lyndon, before yeah, I assume also on the skeleton.
Yes, which
I would.
right, yeah, I should have, yeah, I kind of forgot you two were together. Yeah, you would now see the skeleton.
I wanna run up after this in away. All I'm gonna do is run up and you dead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you just
So
ask me
you
why
catch up to
I'm
him.
dead?
That's offensive,
Yup.
buddy. That's a little racist.
Well, why are you alive?
Because I didn't die.
Well, I'm dead because I did that. As simple as that.
How?
This is cloud-to-cloud
I
communication.
don't remember. Part of the whole
Clown to
death thing is you don't
clown
remember
to
your
clown.
previous life. I just woke up one day. I was a skeleton. I remembered my name and that I'm a gentleman. That's all.
Do you don't have skin? Do you feel stuff? Like if I touched you, would you
No.
feel it?
So you guys are talking,
Can you feel?
and hold on. So you guys are talking, and suddenly, Trip, you feel a tap on your shoulder. As you turn around, you see, as you turn around, you see a what you can only describe as a mix of a guard and a knight with some kind of like, he has like a pitchfork basically, but like two of the ends have been cut off, so it resembles a spear.
Oh, good. The mob's already found me. That doesn't take long.
However, something you noticed, so he has a particularly interesting symbol on his chest, and it resembles the same as your, the same as the raven, or not raven, the falcon, and the falcon with the gold background on your hat, which I think you would think of as probably a raven, just because.
Yeah, I would definitely imagine it was a raven instead of falcon.
Right. So you turn around and see him, and he goes, "Oi, I think we need to have a talk outside."
If you're here to kill
Hey,
me, can
hey,
we get it over with? Because I can't die and you
You-
can, so I'll just cut your throat real quick and we can be done with it.
But I noticed this happening.
Hey, Mr.
Yeah. So
Mr.
let's say
Armored
you
guy,
saw.
are-
let's say you saw this and you were kind of walking up to him now.
I want to talk to the guy who just walked up.
So,
So,
apple juice. Let me just take care of this mob member real quick, and I'll be right back.
I'm gonna talk to said mob member and go, wait, so, are you dressed like that because you couldn't choose if you wanted to be a farmer, a guard, or a knight, or what?
Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll charisma just to see if.
I like this little guy. I like this little guy.
Please, sir.
I noticed my friend picking a
Can
fight
you
with
go
someone
outside
in
already?
someone.
I do not enjoy looking at your face. Saying it's a face that only your mother would look at you. Far too kind.
Go ahead, Trip. Go ahead and roll advantage on the charisma. You guys are basically like, He's being bombarded with your guys' fucking insults.
We're just
That
playing
would be-
this.
that would be
And Caden, what is yours?
Yeah, I need.
I swear to God, if you get another nat 20, I know he hasn't rolled, but FYI, weird thing. I've actually proven that Caden has. Okay, or not proven. I have regularly. Yeah, I know. I'm just explaining to the audience that
This man
Alright.
has unnatural.
you are. Yeah, he has unnatural luck to the point that, like, I've seen it.
Give me a check.
He'll roll these dice, and I don't know whether he's. I don't know what it is, but I've seen him roll more nat 20s than I've seen him roll any other number. Well, it's scary. I
got a 16 total.
okay. Okay, I'm just gonna roll a d4 of psychic damage or force damage. You guys really hurt his feelings.
I was just
You
going over
almost
the
got
shit on my
no
friend, and then
damage.
I
Oh,
just
okay, he
watched him
takes
get
3
moved.
damage as he seems visibly shocked.
By the way, what's with
Just the
crest?
insults.
That's my crest. Don't you know it's rude to steal a gentleman's crest?
He's stunned. He has nothing
If I were in a
to
worse
say.
mood, I'd probably kill you. But I just got drained, and I'm about to go sit down with my friends. So how about you just move out of the way, take the crest off of your armor, and we won't have any problems.
So 2 more guys with the same crest sort of walk up from behind him and see you, and they sort of. One of them draws an actual sword, which is surprising because the other also has
Alright.
farming equipment in the form of a trowel and a hatchet.
Alright, gentlemen,
Hey,
please,
no
can we
fighting
calm
in
down
the
here?
bar.
Calm down.
Or in the tavern.
Please excuse my friend's words. He's had. Well, actually, I got no really excuse for it. How can I excuse a dead thing?
Don't excuse my words. I was being truthful.
So
It's
the
about
only
the
guy,
third
the only guy with a sword is also the only
How
guy
about
that
you?
actually resembles a knight, and he just goes, "What the devil?"
I hand all 3 of the drinks to
Scallywags.
up to the night, dude.
Oh,
now,
look at that guy. He almost made a choice. He almost made a choice, guys.
who are
you the
you?
bastard
Where
that's-
do you come from?
I don't know, but I like it.
Let
Me
me
too,
speak,
but
God
what?
damn it!
Speak.
Give me a damn second to speak! Did you, are you the bastard that stole the attire of the now dead Mr. Lambda?
I've stolen a lot of things from a lot of people. You'll have to judge me.
He grabs the 2, farmers made fucking guards and throws them at you. Grab this man and drag him to the street! They immediately.
As he goes to grab my
Oh,
friend.
as he's yelling at my friend to get arrested, like shit, I'm pulling out my sword.
Do you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you really
Honest-
want to mess with an undead? What
Damn.
part of undying do you not understand? This is a losing battle for both of you.
It's very
I
true.
did more
Does
damage
the
to you
person of-
with insults alone than you've ever done.
You guys roll initiative. Jay, Jay, you would now notice this because this. You didn't notice this, but you hear the high-pitched screaming of a very feminine man's voice who seems to be like very old with a bushy mustache and it just like he's just very annoying.
Sound like
kinda.
a 2-year-old girl.
And Lazarus literally cannot be bothered because he's still trying to figure out what the bards are doing wrong.
Yeah, you guys roll your initiative.
I
and
guess
then-
I guess I'll start walking up to that once I've
Alright,
noticed it.
It's not a. I have an axe, not a sword. Okay, I'll pull out my axe then. Dear God, Trip. God damn it. Been in this town for less than 5 minutes.
So, as you guys are all kind of getting ready to fight, a bunch of people notice that you're readying to fight, including the bartender. So, the people, like the crowd, sort of back the hell up because they don't want to be a part of whatever the hell this is. So they're all just kind of watching and kind of cheering you, like, both groups on.
Hold on,
And
wait.
the bartender-
Real quick.
Question for you. Is this a hat that I actually stole, or did I wake up in?
You stole this. You stole this entire outfit.
Oh.
Also, one more thing I'd like to note.
So
What the bards
you
that I won-
literally grave robbed the entire outfit.
I told you one day
Lyndon,
I was
real quick.
going back to fight you. Yet here we are.
Lyndon, would the bards that I am actively watching show like a reaction?
The bards, they seem to they haven't stopped playing, but they seem to be, I guess, they seem to get, like, visibly worse. Like, some of them aren't even playing anymore. The only guy really playing, or the only two people really playing, are the, I believe the elves were the ones with the, no, so it was the dwarf with the harp who is still playing, and it was
I
the
don't
guy,
care
the
who's still
human
playing,
man
I
with...
just wanted to know if they were reacting to the situation that was happening.
Oh, yeah, no, most of them are. The only two that aren't are,
Okay,
is the
yeah.
dwarf, who seems
Lazarus
to be really,
Would
really
definitely just be
enthralled
like,
by
yeah, Lazarus would definitely just be like standing up and immediately looking over to see why the mass amount of noise has stopped.
right. Okay, and, let's see. So, what'd you guys roll? Let's see.
I rolled an 11.
Look, it's actually in order. I don't need to make a list.
Oh, really?
17, 16, 11.
No.
It's like okay,
17, 16, and
joined in
11?
out of nowhere.
Alright. Okay, so let's see, and I got a I got a 10, a 6, and an 18.
Oh, so one of them goes first. Ooh.
Okay, so yeah, the knight would go first, and he already has a sword drawn, so he's just gonna go for a slash at the skeleton man's head, and that is going to be that is a whopping 12.
Yeah, that misses.
Yeah, he misses you, and he misses you, but he seems to have a lot of power behind his swing, so I'd be careful of that.
Oh, nice one. Why did you do the
Go ahead and believe. Okay, whoever's Caden, your turn.
Okay. I'm just going to say, really, a bunch of pathetic wannabe knights, damn, and then throw an ice knife.
Oh my god, I love this elf. We're very much so on the same wavelength.
Who is this man?
I don't know, but we seem to agree on a lot of these gentlemen's shortcomings, so...
So yeah, I'm gonna be throwing the knife at the main knight. Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
And he takes 9 damage, while the however, upon contact, the knife explodes outwards. Are the other guys within 5 feet of him?
Yeah, they're all pretty close together.
Then they have to make some dexterity saving throws. DC
Okay.
14.
DC 14? Okay. The knight makes it, and the other two don't. One of them having taken 3 damage
It was only
already.
the other two. It was only the other two who had. He took the main 9, and they're taking
Ooh.
area of effect damage because it explodes outwards.
Okay, so
they're
they both
going to
failed.
take. Yeah, so they both take 7 damage.
One of the guys falls over dead. The guy that was berated with your, what you could say, vicious mockery.
Non-vicious mockery. It's
It was
just lethal.
yeah. It's just lethal mockery. Damn. So one of the guys falls over. Well, yeah, he falls over
Couldn't even
dead,
handle the cold.
and the other guy seems to be. We'll say one of his boots is frozen to the ground, so he can't move. The knight is also we'll say he's also frozen to the ground. And I know this isn't what the actual spell does, but it's cool.
It also does make sense considering it's literally ice.
Yeah,
Exploded
and he
ice, I
takes
should
9
add.
damage. He seems to be pretty visibly wounded, but not majorly, but visibly. Like you can see that you've definitely pierced his armor.
Hey, did you forget to dress your friends for the cold?
He seems to be visibly stunned as he catches his breath. You buffoon! He tries to sort of move his feet, but he's literally like just stuck to the spot.
Good guy.
And he starts screaming at the other dude to get him out.
Well,
I would like to attack. If it's my turn, I'd like to attack the one that isn't stuck to the ground.
Alright. So yeah, go ahead and he's also stuck to the ground, but he's only got 1 foot and I guess 1 boot stuck.
You know what I'm talking about, and that's a 7.
Right.
That hits.
Yeah. That hits.
So I'd grab my cane with both hands and then unsheath it to reveal that the cane part is a sheath, and then there's an actual sword stowed inside. I don't know why I fucked that up. But that is the lowest possible damage for 4.
Oh, dang. Yeah, you. How do you kill him?
That kills him.
Yes.
Single strike
That kills him.
straight to the neck. Straight across.
Dang, you just basically slit his throat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you slit his throat, and he's literally grabbing for his throat as he falls to his knees. The ice still kind of gripping one of his feet, so his foot snaps as he falls dead.
God damn it! Now I gotta hide these bodies.
And the last dude's like, "You just killed my men!"
Oh right, you're still
He,
alive. Balthazar, can you take care of him?
Wait, no, please! I surrender!
Yes, I'll let you live.
Berger,
You're going
you
go
can
tell
choose to
your
listen
master
to him or
about
not.
this, and I'm going to have a small army after me. It's much simpler to do.
Oh god.
Now, Balthazar, if you have a reasonable argument why I shouldn't, I'm very easy to hear it.
I'm not still a man who's doing his job, but I will harm him.
Can you give him enough brain damage that he just forgets this all happened?
I was more thinking about cutting off the hand. I mean, what do you think?
You could cut out the tongue so we can't kill him, or we can't speak to him. It's massive.
As the two of you continue to talk about how you're going to knock him out, he takes a swing at his own feet to break the ice. And that's a 2. He just stabs his foot. He stabs
He
his foot
kills
through the
himself.
foot.
He dies instantly.
Hey, above. Maybe if you spent more time actually being a knight, this would be
He
more
screams
successful.
in pain.
I'm just
Well,
gonna cut
I
off
guess
his
I'm-
foot at
I'm
this
gonna
point.
just
You
gonna
know what?
walk
Yeah, I was
around
trying to
and
play.
start taking his shit while he can do nothing but watch.
Oh, right, God. Okay, everyone, calm down. Jesus. I'm not gonna kill this man.
He stabs his
I'm not
foot.
killing him, I'm taking his coin and armor.
Take the weapon.
You guys mind?
Oh yeah, I
You guys
You know
mind
what?
if
He's
I
only
do
at 1 health. He basically just bleeds out. Or, yeah, he just bleeds out, basically.
I'm
Okay,
gonna walk
what-
up and stab him, honestly.
No, I'm gonna heal him. Wait a minute. No, I'm healing this man. Wait, I
Go ahead if you want to heal him. Do it. Do it now.
Okay, I'm doing lay on hands. How many? I'll give him as max as he needs. I can do 5. So
You heal him for 5 hit points, and his the stab wound to his chest from the ice knife seems to, I guess, heal up quite a bit and sort of close, but it's heavily scarred. But as it tries to close around his foot, it just causes him more pain. And he passes out in shock.
perfect. Okay, don't touch him. Throw him out on the street. I don't care. Oh, just don't kill him.
After we get some coin, you're taking me clothes shopping. Wearing the clothes of a dead man by grave rob attracts too much attention.
All your clothes from dead men.
You can also just have it tailored.
This is my only
You could
suit
just
of clothes so far. I've been waiting for us to complete some jobs to get some money so I can go clothes shopping. You know my 2 favorite things are robbery and clothes shopping. I'm not going to cheap out on
Like,
you.
You are a rare specimen, my friend. You are a rare specimen. Little elf friend, thank you for the help, I guess. I mean, you murdered someone. I don't really know how to feel about that, but I guess thanks.
You should feel that he was weak and I wasn't.
Hey, Lyndon. By now, would I have walked up?
Yeah, you walk up to them, and yeah, you guys all see as some very strange brown,
Very short.
Yeah,
If you just look at the art
very
and graphic design, I did post 2 pictures of what they look like. I want you guys to know they are 4 feet tall, and I'm just gonna instantly start robbing the dead bodies.
No, God,
Hey,
Jesus.
hey, little sheep thing. That's my job.
So before you guys can really get your hands on the bodies, 2 large men that the bartender sort of calls over has the corpses thrown to the street,
Jesus.
and he has the knocked out dude just. They just also throw the knocked out dude to the street. By the looks of it, they don't seem to like.
I didn't cause this. They attacked me first. I was using my rights to kill them.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care a single bit. We quite hate Lamder's people.
I'm gonna say
I don't- Rich, greedy assholes. What?
The whole being a skeleton thing. Do you take a problem with that?
You can forget about. I can forget about it.
Oh, excellent.
But your friend there, the elf, does he have a license to be casting magic?
He's with me.
Wait, I need a license for that?
He's with me. He's with me.
Oh, I have a license here somewhere. I start rummaging around in my ribcage, pull out several Wander toasters, just kind of toss them on the ground. That's a DUI.
You stick with your own.
DUI. I don't even have a liver. Here it is. I pull out a blank slip of paper and hand it to him. There you go. Have a nice day. And then I walk off.
So you guys all walk off, and he kind of just forgets about it because, yeah, he. So okay, so just a bit of background information. Even if the Lamders are a very powerful group, they aren't that powerful in this country just because it's not their country, you know? Plus, they're rich and greedy assholes. Any Lamder that has ever, usually Lamders aren't known to be the best of people, but they're especially rich, and they're especially greedy. So, most of the Lamder's men are treated like, well, filth. So you guys have essentially, your guys' I guess, not greetings, but your guys' appearance has grown to everyone, so a lot of people just appreciate you a bit. Especially for getting rid of such annoying and just annoying people.
So Jay's character walked up to us, right?
Yeah.
That's as interesting as a skeleton. I immediately walk up to Jay's character and pull on their wings and go, "Why do you have these?"
Oh my God.
That's rude. Stop touching him right now, or I swear, buddy.
She would go for a lot of coin as a taxidermy model.
But how do you have them and why are you fluffing?
She's a.
I'm gonna look at him and just start slowly having small bits of fire come out from under the mask.
Oh,
Like,
Dang.
if you don't fucking
Yeah,
let me go, I'm gonna kill you, bitch.
everyone in the bar, bartender. Free round for everyone on my sheep friend here.
Hey, I don't condone this. Don't do that. No.
Everyone starts cheering and they can't hear
Fuck.
you over the cheering of everyone.
Thank you.
I got you on the shoulder.
My pleasure. My pleasure to be paying for you.
I pat you on the back. Oh, thank you. Thank you for covering the choice.
Bartender just writes down a very large number of silver coin.
Raven, you never cease to impress me.
You enter the bar. You enter the bar as you hear the words "free beer," but it's like it's around evening, and you guys everyone's getting a lot more tireder and tireder. But I'll give you guys, you guys can talk for a bit, but you're all getting pretty tired. Except for the skeleton.
The skeleton requires 0 sleep. So, what do you guys want to do?
Hey, someone's covering my free ale. I'm taking that. I'm chugging.
I'm going to be honest, Lazarus is just going to keep staring in the general direction of whatever the hell she just watched go down.
That's fair.
Can I start pickpocketing the crowd so I can actually pay for all of this bullshit?
You know what? Go ahead, but I will say you are still being watched by this small group, like the small group of people, so they can kind of see what you're doing. But for your information,
Why are you wearing a mask?
just
hold on.
can I
real
try
quick.
to make a stealth check?
Go ahead. Help. For your information, a new, I guess, group has taken the stage, and they're quite a lot more experienced. One of which has, they basically have the tools and like instruments of a normal musician group. Like you've got
look around for like the other bards, like where they ran off to.
Yeah, sure. Well, they all just kind of split up, but yeah, sure. One of them has taken a seat, that being the dwarven woman with the harp.
I guess I'll just go down, like, sit with her for the moment.
Alright. Jay, what'd you get for your self check?
19.
No one really notices you even exist right now.
Sweet, I'm gonna pickpocket as many people as I can. How
There's
much
like
money
3 people just like, wait, did she just run away without paying?
Yeah. So
I didn't run away. I'm just pickpocketing everybody so I can pay. I'm gonna look super nice, totally.
everyone paid for their own drinks. Yippee!
Cheers for the sheep. 3 cheers
So
for the
go ahead
sheep
and
lady.
roll. Go ahead and roll pickpocketing.
3 cheers for me, because I paid for your.
Yeah.
So you you're
great,
off
Ryan.
pickpocketing. So you take a seat next to the dwarven woman. What do you want to say?
I
I'm
got a
literally
nat
nothing. I'm
20.
just kind of sitting down right now. Like, I'm still trying to process what in God's name I just watched.
Yeah, the dwarven woman is just taking advantage of the free drink, even though she's already got like 3 in front of her. Oh, you got a nat 20? Oh lord. Alright, let me just calculate this real quick. Okay. Let me see. 7, 15. You get 115 silver coins.
Let's go.
And so you're carrying. So how I explain this is, you're essentially stealing from, not just like you're stealing from everyone. There isn't a single person you haven't stolen from. Like, and you're hiding them in like various different places.
The only person that she couldn't possibly steal from in here, I'm pretty sure, is literally just Sirith because she has nothing.
Yeah, like your pockets have been filled. You've got them
You said gold coins, right?
No, silver. These are silver coins.
Silver. Okay.
A silver coin is like basically $1. A gold coin is like like a $100, and a platinum coin is like a $10,000 coin. So, what? Who wants to go? Who wants to do what?
Me.
I'll chill with Fred. Yeah, I guess.
So, first of all, I would like to go grab the apple juice that I originally bought for Sparrow and finally give it to him, like an hour later.
Yeah.
And then I'd like to go walk over to the elf lady, who I originally tried to use for a scam.
Okay. You walk up to her and just tap her shoulder.
No, I wouldn't say
By the
like
way,
that,
I'm
just kinda walk
following the
up to her and
skeleton.
watch the band.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a new band on, so it's like, yeah, they're also better too.
You know, I don't remember much from my previous life, but I remember we had a personal band not too unlike this one. It was pretty nice, actually.
I'm sure that's lovely.
So you like?
Why are your eyes different colors? I forgot to ask earlier.
You like jazz?
She is still very much spaced out.
Yeah. Okay. She ignores you.
Like you're gonna have to punch her leg or something for her to actually pay attention.
So you know we just killed 2 people, right? And you're still paying attention to the music.
I'm not paying much attention to anything right now.
Did your father just die or something? You sound very distant. Or are you always like this?
Jesus.
No response.
If you could switch it back to like a peaceful
Where
photo.
is he buried? Not for any particular. And
What-
was he rich?
I left him a while ago.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But is he rich, and where does he live?
I don't know.
I'm gonna walk up to. Is
Um,
there like a tip jar for the band?
Yeah, there. So this one, yes, but the old one, the girl next to the lady you were just talking to seems to have. So if you want to, so there's 2 different tip jars. There's the tip jar of the good band, and then there's the, then there's the particularly large, like it's like a, well, they're both kind of vases, but one of them is particularly larger. Surprisingly, the worst of the 2 bands, which seems to be, it seems to quite literally be named the Pity Pot.
I'm gonna walk over there, act like I'm putting something in, and take as much out as I can. Like bend
Okay,
over, kind
go
of
ahead.
obscuring the pot, reach in, act like I'm putting something down, and grab as much out as I want.
Wait, hold on. Which one? The good band or the bad
The
band?
pity pot.
Okay. Roll sleight of hand.
That is a whopping 6.
So you go to put one in, but you put your hand too far in, and you get it stuck. And the now drunk dwarven woman looks at you and is like, "Boy, what are you doing with me money?"
I was putting a coin in, but my hand appears to have gotten stuck.
Why would you need to
Roll
put your
persuasion
hand
with
that far in
disadvantage.
for a...
Before you...
She's like actively saying this very slowly. Just
Why would you need to put your hand that far in to drop a single coin?
Before we do anything, Casey, do remember I was the one who paid for the free round of drinks.
You
Okay, you're gonna have disadvantage. You're gonna have disadvantage. Listen. You're gonna have disadvantage with the elven lady, but you're gonna have normal. You're just gonna roll normally with the dwarf.
I really want to yell in the background, "No, the fuck you didn't!"
As
That is a
some angry
12
yell happens in the background. Yeah,
that
you
is
roll
a
12.
for the elven lady and a 24 for the dwarf.
Jesus Christ.
my passive perception is 15.
It's passive insight and for the
passive insight.
It'd be passive
What is my
insight.
passive insight actually? What is insight?
Just 10
It'd be
plus your
insight
insight.
plus your. So insight and
It's
wisdom
wisdom,
plus
13.
your. Okay, so
Yes. Okay.
you ruled them. So neither of you really suspect that, or you kind of suspect something is a little off, but you don't really, like, you don't
I'm a
fully
little
think
bit
he's
too
stealing.
traumatized from what I just watched to really give it too much of a damn.
Right.
I did say that I followed the skeleton.
Yeah.
I
do you
turned to the
also-
skeleton. I don't care
Yeah.
enough. I just go.
Okay.
I just turn around
Okay.
and give him 1,000-yard stare.
The drunk dwarf sort of seems to lay her head back on the back on the table as she sort of picks up another beer and starts just drinking from that, giving you a sort of thumbs up with the other hand, saying you're all cool. She seems to trust you.
Awesome. Great. What is your name, Wood Elf person?
My name is Tyrell.
Mind if I call you Termite? You're kind of like a termite. That's kind of cool. Big termites with very long lifespans. Why do you live so
Even
long?
good.
Why do you get to live so long?
I don't know. Why don't you have any flesh?
Because I'm better than you are. Anyway, I do apologize. I forget. I actually like you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You can't feel anything. You're so cool. No. Better for you, man. That's crazy.
Can I walk over into this situation, please? I've just been standing at the sidelines.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Carter, you are now in. You are kind of. You also take a seat at the bar.
My Evan friend, I would just like to say thank you for the help in the
Yes,
skirmish.
thank you. Not for your help in the battle. That was all fine and good. Thank you very much for helping me insult that man. That was quite enjoyable.
Yes, that was, I'll admit, very odd, but I guess helpful in some way.
I don't know what help. It was fun.
Good. I would like to ask your name, though.
My name is Tyrell, and real quick, I need to ask. I did ask you earlier, elf lady. Why do you have two different colored eyes? I want to know.
Me?
Yes.
Oh,
She still does look like mildly visibly distressed, I will note.
it's, my parents, I have heterochromia.
What's that?
But you okay?
It's when my eyes are two different colors.
Why are you distressed? May I ask?
So are you okay?
She does not want to say a word to you.
Well, are you not the type of person who is used to death? You're not desensitized.
Not quite.
Oh. Well, if it's anything that we can solve, will you pay me coin for solving it?
I don't have that.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Anyway, elf person, come here. I want to show you something.
Right,
I go
you're gonna
stand
show
up
what
on
I
one
think
of the bar tables.
God damn it.
Everyone,
I walk.
allow me to tell you of my exploits, off in the far lands to the north. Do feel free to tip if you like the story. He pulls out a pocket watch out of his waistcoat. Let me tell you the story of how me and my elf friend here got this pocket watch from a pack of 5 wyverns, and I would like to roll either deception or.
From the north, so these would be the wyverns you would probably be talking about. Just so you can add to your story, you probably know what so the wyverns you would be talking about are a species called hull breakers. FYI for our listeners, I am taking monsters. I'm just gonna credit real quick the guy I am using the creatures from. I'm not sure if they're creatures like actually made into stat blocks, so I've made my own. But the actual art for the creatures is from a guy named I believe Lee Sawyer or Sawyer Lee, and his dragon. He does some really cool stuff, but I just really liked his art, so I decided to use some of the art for the monsters and wyverns. Anywho, go on. So the creatures you would be talking about are hull breakers, massive, like very large small house-sized wyverns with a very large singular almost sledgehammer like horn with massive fists that they use to break ice.
Yeah, so while I'm describing them in excruciating detail, I'd like to put down my top hat as like impromptu character.
Alright. Hold on. Alright. So as you go ahead and go into your story. But yeah, you'll see.
I do not have a story prepared. I was just gonna roll for it.
Oh, okay. So I guess before you can start, a sort of very scrawny but very scrawny, slender, sort of but tall man enters the tavern and starts ringing a sort of bell, like really, really rapidly. And he just starts. He's a shouter, and he literally just shouts, "Hear ye, hear ye! Tomorrow will be the festival! The king and lady, the king shall marry!" And then the entire crowd just starts cheering, and everyone starts just kind of like partying even more.
I'm gonna lean towards the skeleton who's on the table, and I'm gonna go, what king?
Those will be the last words. That is where we're going to end the session today.